Good morning, children. How are you all? Fine? Very good. Today we are going to see block number 19 Rural Livelihoods. In the last chapter, we have seen urban government, and before that, rural government. Now we are going to see rural livelihoods. In this chapter, we are going to learn about rural occupations, fishing, an occupation, coastal villages, different type of farmers and problems that farmer face. Rural livelihoods. Shikha and Shamu were going to their grandparents' village for the first time. They took a bus from their town and traveled for a few hours till they reached the outskirts of the village. From there, they sat in a bullock cart which took them to their grandparents' house. The children were surprised to see how different the village was from the town where they lived. There were no cars, scooters, or buses on the road, only bicycle, rickshaws, and bullock carts. Even the shops were so few. They spotted few stalls selling tea and snacks. A cobbler sat under a tree, and not far away was a barber cutting a man's hair out in the open. By the side of the road were large paddy fields. Some houses were made of mud and had thatched roof made of dry leaves and straw. They saw a few women sitting in front of these houses weaving cloth. Sometimes they saw men making baskets and mats with bamboo. Once they even saw colorful day clay pots laid out to dry in the sun. Like Shika and Shamu, let us find let us find out more about village life and the work people do in villages in India. In this paragraph, you can see how different are villages from the town or city we live. Not only look wise, but occupation, the people's surroundings, means of travel, shops, and by every means, villages are very, very different from towns or cities, which we can make out the difference very, very easily. Now, let us see the detailed rural occupations in the next paragraph. People living in villages or rural areas earn their living in different ways. Rural areas are different from town and cities. Hence the livelihood of people are also different in India. Most of the people in villages they do different job to earn money. Some of them grow crops while some rear cattle, hen and ducks. Some make pots, weave clothes, go fishing and make baskets, mats and bricks. In figure 1 to 3, you can see the various occupations of people living in villages. See in the figure 1, the farmer is plowing the field. Potter is a common occupation in many villages. In figure you can too see this. In figure 3, a woman in village weave cloth to earn the living. Then there are others who repair pots and pans, mend shoes, cut hairs, wash clothes, sell tea and snacks, vegetable, fish and grocery, and drive bullock carts and rickshaws to carry people from one place to another. Hence, villages usually have tailors, cobblers, barber, a few shopkeeper, blacksmith, carpenters, washermen, fishermen, potters, weavers, teachers, rickshaw pullers, bullock cart drivers, and farmers. These are some of the occupation or the works carried out in villages. Agriculture is the most important occupation in the rural area of India. Agriculture includes growing crops and rearing animals and birds. There are farmers who work in paddy field and other who grow vegetable, pulses, millets, cotton, sugarcane and other crops. People in some villages also work in fruit orchards, coconut groves. Another form of livelihood in villages is dairy farming. People rear cows and goats and sell milk and milk products to earn their living. Some also rear hen and ducks to sell their eggs. This is called poultry farming. So up till here you must have observed the various occupation of villages. But farming is the main occupation, and which farming not only in the fields but also rearing animals like goats and cow, and also ducks and hens. Fishing as an occupation is mostly taken up by people living in coastal villages. And in coastal villages, fishing is also taken as a main occupation. Due to the coastal areas, fishing is very easily done over here. People in some rural areas with dense forests collect honey and tendu leaves to earn their livelihood. They sell honey and make beedies with the tendu leaves. You must have seen beedies. Some people are smoking. These beedies are made up of these tendu leaves. And some people also, where there is dense forest, so it's very easy to get these leaves as well as honey. They sell honey and make beedies with the tendu leaves. Some other make basket and mats with cane and bamboo and sell them to traders. There are mainly two type of jobs in rural areas. Now, all these jobs are there in rural areas, but there are two main jobs. Which are they? Agriculture and non-agriculture. While growing crops and rearing cattle, hens and ducks are agriculture jobs, pottery, weaving, making handicrafts, and bricks are non-agricultural. Do you think why would do you think you would find farmers in cities as much you would find them in villages? Most like you won't. That is because we need wide open fields to grow crops. Figure you can see a large, wide, open field, and it's very, very difficult to find farmers in cities because in cities there is a shortage of wide open fields, and hence we can find these farmers in villages, which we cannot find in congested cities. Similarly, one has to be close to forest area to be able to make basket, mat or bidis because the leaves and the branches which are used for making these items are easily found in forests. Hence, not many people would do these jobs in cities because cities may not have forests. And as cities does not have forest, these occupations are very, very difficult in the city. So understood about the occupation? Okay. Moving on to the next paragraph. Fishing and occupation in coastal villages. Now, the place where you live, you must be aware of this occupation and you must be watching every day because you all are living near coastal areas and you are much more better aware of such occupation. People in rural India face different kind of problem in their jobs. Most of these jobs depend heavily on the weather. Let us know the example of fishing. Fishing is the main occupation of people living in coastal villages. We are likely to find a boat and bundles of fishing nets outside every house. Once the fish is caught, they are sold in local markets as well as in nearby villages and towns. Usually, all the members of a family are involved in fishing. They are generally self employed as they do not work for anyone else. What they earn from fishing is their own money. They don't have to travel far to catch fish as they usually live close to the water. These are some of the advantages that fishermen have. However, there are also some disadvantages to fishing as an occupation. Although these peoples living near coastal area have advantage of fishing of their job, but at the same time there are so many disadvantages also. And what are these disadvantages? Let us see. If there is a storm or a cyclone, it becomes risky for the fishermen to go out into the sea, river to catch fish. And this also you must have experienced. Recently, you all faced a very, very huge cyclone, but by God's grace, it went away. But during the news, the weather condition showed that there would be a heavy cyclone. So all the peoples nearby were scared and government had shifted so many peoples also for safety reason. That is not too far. You must be remembering all this thing. It was a recent incident. What that cyclone was called? Nisarga Chakra. Yes, Nisarga Chakra. Came too close to Alibag and went away. But so much of panic was created in that area. But God's grace, that went away. Okay, anyway, whenever there is a weather forecast for a cyclone or a storm, fishermen are warned against going out. Whenever there is forecast, these fishermen are warned against going out into the sea. Their boats may sink if they are caught in the storm. In such cases, they are unable to earn any money when the weather is bad. They then have to look for other ways to earn money till the weather gets better. So, this is a very, very big disadvantage for the fishermen when there is a bad weather condition and they are warned and they are strictly prohibited to go into the sea for fishing, and during such time they have a very, very bad situation as they have to find for the other sources to earn money. Sometimes they may not find enough buyers for their fish, as a result of which the fish become stale and unfit for eating. During the rainy season, fishermen don't catch fishes because that is when the fish breed. So this is also one of the challenge for the fishermen, the bad weather and during the rainy season. Sometimes fishermen need to take a loan from traders or from the bank to buy fishing nets, boats, or engines for the boat. If they don't earn enough from fishing, they are unable to repay the loan. So very, very bad situation they have to face. Sometimes they have to take a loan for the equipment they need for fishing, such as net, their boat, engines, all other stuff like this. But if they are unable to catch or they are unable to get as much as fish they want and unable to earn, it's very difficult for them to repay the loan. The story of this fisherman will explain these problems better. Here is a small story of a fisherman which will explain you how difficult it is. Let us see the case study. In the first picture, you can see three men in a boat with a net. In the second, two women with the fishes in their basket. In the fourth picture, one fisherman with a net on a seashore. And in the fourth picture, you can see a couple going back without any fish. So, what is this case study? Let us see. We are from the same family and we go fishing every morning and sell the fish in the afternoon. We don't have to go far as we live near the sea. It looks like there is a storm coming. Will we not able to go fishing today? In this, we have came to market to sell fish. Sorry, uh, let me read it again. In the first picture, these three men where they are trying to catch fishes from the sea. They are from the same family. They catch fish in the morning and sell it in the afternoon. And they don't have to go far as they live near the seashore. And from this family, the women's in the afternoon they go to sell the fish. We have came to the market to sell the fish which our husbands caught. Nobody is buying fish today. We are worried as we have not earned enough money. It looks like there is a storm coming. We will not be able to go fishing today. And the last picture says, the storm has destroyed our houses and boats. We cannot go fishing till our boats are repaired. How can we earn money now? How can we repay back the loan which we had taken to buy our fishing nets? See in this case study, you can see members of same family. Every morning they are going for fishing, and whatever they collect, the women's of their family, they go and sell those fish in the market. But sometimes it's very difficult for them to sell the fish, and also for the gents from the family, it's difficult due to the storm. They are unable to go for fishing. And in the last picture, you can see due to the storm, the boat and the house is destroyed. And now they are worried how to repay the loan which they have taken to purchase the nets or the equipment used for the fishing. These are the some of the challenges which fishermen faces. Different type of farmers. Now here we'll see different type of farmers. As we have read, agriculture is the main occupation of people in India, and most of farmers live in villages. There are three type of farmers based on the work they do and the amount of land they own. There are big farmers, small farmers, and agricultural laborers. Here there are different type of farmers shown. Now which are they? The farmers belonging to the huge land, some of them with a small land, and some are the laborer, agriculture labor, the people who work in the farms. Big farmers are those who usually own a large piece of land and hire many people to work on their lands. Small farmers own a small plot of land where they grow crops. They need to look for another jobs after the harvest is over because their harvest might not be enough for their own use or to sell. Agriculture laborers are only hired as part-time workers by big farmers. They do not own any land of their own. So these are the three types of farmers in the villages. Let us understand this better with the story of three farmers. Now let us see the story and understand this situation or these types better. Three farmers. Sita. Sita works in a paddy field of a rich landowner named Subramanyam because she does not have any land of her own. Subramanyam pays her rupees 50 per day. Once the harvest is over, she had no work. Then she had to look for other job to earn money. Sometimes she makes basket and mats from bamboo and cane which she sell in the market. Apart from working in the field, Sita cooks and cleans the house, collects firewood and bring water from the well. If she does not have a job, she finds it difficult to survive. Last year, she had to borrow a lot of money from Subramanyam to pay the medical bill for her sick son. In this paragraph, you can see Sita is a agriculture laborer. and how difficulties she faced. Once after the harvest, when there is no job for her in the field, she has to go for other job like mats or baskets she has to make from the bamboo cane. And also she cooks and cleans, collect firewoods, bring water from well. And due to last year, harvest was not so very good, or due to some problem, she had to borrow money from Subramaniam, the rich farmer, the medical bill of her sick son. The second is Murli. Murli is a farmer who owns a small plot of land on which he grows paddy. He and his family work on that land. He cannot hire anyone else because he does not have the money to pay them. He has to borrow money from Subramaniam to buy seeds, pesticides, and fertilizers. Murli keeps some of the paddy for his family and sell the rest to Subramaniam at a cheap price to repay the loan. He too has no work after the harvest season is over. Therefore, he has to look for other job. Here you can see Murli is a small farmer. He has a small land and all his family members they work together in this land because they are unable to hire any worker because their land is small as well as they are unable to earn much and they are depend upon this big farmer or the Subramaniam for seeds, pesticides and fertilizers, and in return they have to sell their crop for the cheap rate to repay the loan. And once when the harvest is over, they have to look for other jobs for surviving. Last is Subramaniam. Subramaniam owns most of the land in the village. He hires other farmers to work on his paddy field. He also owns a rice mill where he produces rice with the paddy from his field. Later, he sells it to the traders of the neighboring town at a good price. He also owns a shop where he sells fertilizers. Many farmers borrow money from him. He is a rich and does not have to borrow money from anyone or depend on anyone for a job. Lastly, we studied about Subramaniam. He has a large land and he hires the other farmers in his land. Also, he have rice mill where from the paddy he produces rice. This rice he sells to the nearby traders. He also own a fertilizer shop and many farmers from him borrows money or fertilizers and they are depend on Subramaniam. So these three persons or the case study shows us about agriculture laborer, a small farmer and a rich farmer. How these small farmers or agriculture laborers are depend upon the rich farmer. Let's see what this case study. or what the other paragraph says about the case study. How are Sita, Murli, and Subramanyam different from each other? How is their work and income different? Sita is an agricultural laborer. Agricultural laborers do not own any land of their own but work on the field owned by others. Subramanyam is a big farmer who not only owns many plot of land in the village but also has a rice mill and few shops to sell fertilizers. Big farmers like Subramanyam hire people like Sita to work in their field for a short time. Hence, the job of an agriculture laborer is not permanent. After the harvest is over, they have no job in the fields. Besides working in the field, women laborers like Sita do all the housework when agricultural laborer do not earn any money. They have to borrow money from a money lender to meet their needs. Murli is a small farmer who works on his own plot of land. Like Murli, small farmers depend on their small plot of land to earn a living. However, like agricultural laborers, small farmers too are jobless after the harvest season is over. Then they look for other jobs. Times they make bidis with tendu leaves or make bricks like agricultural laborers. They too have to borrow money to buy seeds and fertilizers. Sometimes, when they are unable to find a job after the harvest is over, they go to the city in search of job and might end up working as daily wages laborers at a construction site or as rickshaw pullers. Big farmers like Subramanyam, on the other hand, are in a much better position than agricultural laborers and small farmers. They not only own many plots of land but also rice mill and shops. Therefore, they have many other ways apart from farming to earn money. Hence, they neither have to depend only on the crops nor do they become jobless after the harvest season is over. They earn money by selling rice and fertilizers. In many cases, they also work as money lenders. In India, almost 20% of farmers are big farmers. So these are the three different farmers or three different peoples who work in the village, and they are too different from each other. Here is a small case study of a hungry boy. Let's see this case study and after that what it is about, and we'll finish with the chapter. A hungry boy. A hungry bony boy begs his mama for food. Mama, teary eyed, points to the sun glowing red. Then give me the bread now. Then give me that bread now. I haven't eaten since night. My stomach is growling. Let this hot bread cool down, son. So far, yet so scoring. It may blister your mouth, said Mama. The hot sun slowly hid behind the mountains, and waiting for his bread, the bony boy went to sleep hungry again. This is a poem, a small poem of a hungry boy, adapted from a poem by late Sri Krishna Kalam, a farmer poet. Krishna Kalam, the author of the poem, was a small farmer in Maharashtra. A few years ago, he killed himself because he had no money. He had taken a loan of 20,000 rupees from a bank and over 50,000 from a money lender. He had to sell 3 acres of his land to repay his loan, pay for his daughter's education, build a small house, and start a small business in village. However, his business failed and he did not have good harvest. He could not repay the loan. Farmers like Kalam, Sita, and Murli need to borrow money to meet their needs. Why are farmers unable to repay loans? What happens when they take loans and are unable to repay them? Farmer need to earn well to be able to repay their loan. This means they need to have a good harvest, which in turn depends on rainfall or good irrigation facilities. If there is no rain, crops will die. If it rains too much, crop will get damaged. If farmers don't have good harvest, they won't earn enough money. Most of the time, farmers sell crops to traders who buy it at low price and sell it in the market at the high price. Hence, farmer like Kalam and Murli don't end up earning much enough money. They can neither repay their loan nor meet their needs. They are caught in debt. They have to look for other jobs which are difficult to get. Hence, they become very poor. When they are unable to handle their family responsibilities, pay loans, or get other job, their situation get worse. Quite often, these farmers end up killing themselves. In recent years, many farmers from Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh ended their lives. This is unfortunate that farmers face so many problems when they are the one to provide us with food. So this was all about the lesson, the rural livelihoods. With this lesson, we have studied how difficult the life in the rural area is. So many challenges, so many difficulties these farmers have to face, and also the fishermen living along the coastal areas. They are unable to earn much more, but also have to face the natural calamities and the difficulties. Difficulties faced from the money lenders, as they all are depend on the weather condition. If rain is less, no crop. Rain is more, crops are damaged. While for the fishermen, if it rains heavy, storms, they are unable to go for fishing. If there is no rain, no breed, so no fishes. And so many times they are unable to sell these fishes in the market. So there are various challenges. Also, government is, on other hand, government is working for their betterment. Let's hope for good life for these farmers and fishermen. So here we end up with our block 19. After this, I will send you the PDF. But before going to PDF, Try to read the content book and then try to solve your question answer. Okay, children? So let's meet for your doubts and difficulties regarding this chapter in our online class. By that time, read the content book, mark your doubts, and solve the PDF. Bye bye. Have a nice day.